Hello learners, I'm Akash. I completed my BTech from NIT Rourkela in the year 2020. Currently, I'm a mathematics teacher. Now let's see how to solve this given question. A wire of length L is cut into two parts which are bent respectively in the form of a square and a circle. So basically we have a wire. Okay, I'll show you a rough diagram. This diagram you can draw it in exam also. Diagram. But make it nicer. I'm just going through it. Basically we have a wire of length L. This is the length of the wire. Okay. Now what they're telling, a wire of length L is cut into two parts. Is cut into two parts which are bent. Let's first cut it. Let me cut it somewhere here. First part is x. Let the length of the first part be x. Now what will be remaining? What will be the length of the remaining part? This is x. Entire is L. So this will be L minus x. L minus x. Now two parts. First part is x, second part is L minus x. Okay, which are bent respectively in the form of a square and a circle. Fine. Now understand. Now let me say the first part is bent in the form of a square. Okay, so square means what? It will be something like this. Now listen to the logic carefully. Listen to the logic carefully. With x piece. Okay, with a wire of length x, I made a square. That means what? This four sides, sum of the four sides is nothing but x. That means what? This wire, understand, this wire is only, let's say this is my wire. Okay, something with this only I made a square. Okay, so that means what? This x is nothing but circumference of this square. Okay, x is nothing but circumference of the square. Now let us take the side of a square as y. So y 4y is nothing but x. Fine. Now next, the remaining part is made into a circle. That means what? L minus x, the wire of length L minus x is made into a circle. Okay, let the radius of the circle be r. Again the same logic, using this much I'm making, like, this is my L minus x. Imagine this is my L minus x. Okay, now using this I'm making a circle. That means what? This L minus x is nothing but circumference of the circle. What is circumference of the circle? 2 pi r. So 2 pi r is L minus x. Okay, I hope you got what I meant, like what I am going to use. Now next, what are the lengths of pieces of wire so that sum of areas is least? Sum of areas should be least. So we'll define a function area, which is nothing but sum of the two areas, sum of area of square and this circle. Fine. Now whatever I told you, a wire of length L is cut into two parts. Let the length of first part be x, second part is L minus x. Whatever I told you, it's in words. Okay, first part is bent into a square. Let length of the square be y. Okay, length of a square be it's actually wrong, length of the side of a square. Sorry for that, some mistakes happen. Side of square, let length of the side of the square be by. Okay, now I mentioned, right, circumference of the square. Okay, we should not call circumference. Perimeter of square is nothing but 4y, which is nothing but x. Perimeter of square is x, so 4y is x, so y is x by 4. This first thing. Now next, second part is bent into a circle. Let radius of the circle be r. Okay, so circumference of the circle is L minus x. Perimeter of the circle also you can say, that's fine, that's okay. Perimeter of the circle is, you can call it perimeter of the circle, that's okay. Perimeter of the circle is L minus x. Okay, now, so perimeter of the, what was the radius of our circle? It was 2 pi r, right? I'm sorry, radius is r, so perimeter or circumference will be 2 pi r. So 2 pi r is L minus x, so r will be L minus x by 2 pi. So basically you're seeing I introduced two variables r and x. I introduced two variables r and x, and I'm trying to convert the variables into something we already know. Okay, x is also something which I introduced. Something should be there, right? Like to handle minimum area, maximum area. That is what. So it can be there. This can be there. X by 4 can be there. Like x can be there. L is something which is given. I hope you understood till here. Fine. See guys, to get maximum marks in your exam, make sure you study Maxima and Minima properly. Okay. Just something I made it right now. To get maximum marks, make sure you study maxima and minima nicely. Fine. Next, to differentiate yourself from everyone, learn derivatives proper. Like learn differentiation properly, like application of derivatives. Something like to differentiate yourself, learn differentiation properly. Something little different. Right? Now next, what do we need to deal area, sum of areas? See, see the question. See, whatever I'm doing, it's not something that's come from outer planet or some other planet. Okay, it's something that is coming from this question. Whatever is there in the question, I'm just building upon that. What are the lengths of pieces of wire so that the sum of areas is least? Sum of areas of what? Area of square and area of circle. So sum of areas is going to be, let capital A denote the sum of areas. Sum of areas, capital area of square is y square and area of circle is pi r square. Now next, but y is equal to x by 4 and r is L. This is why I did what I did in the previous slide. You saw, right? Like y I wrote it terms of x, r also I wrote it terms of L, x. L is also there, fine. Now area is nothing but y square, y is x by 4. So here I had got x by 4 whole square plus pi into r square. R is nothing but L minus x by 2 pi. L minus x by 2 pi whole square. Fine. Now this would be x square by 16. This would be x square by 16. And here pi into L minus x whole square by 2 pi whole square is what? 4 pi square. Now 1 pi will get cancelled. I'll get L minus x whole square by 4 pi. Mark it as equation 1. Here I wrote a of x because as soon as I'll put y as x by 4 and r as L minus x by 2 pi, you can see that this sum of areas is nothing but a function of x. Okay, so that's why I wrote a of x to denote this. Hope it makes sense. Now right, we need to make sure that this sum of areas is minimum. For maximum or minimum, first thing we need is derivative. So differentiate both sides with respect to x. So a dash x is going to be derivative of this plus derivative of this. What will be derivative of this? 1 by 16 you can keep it outside, it's a constant. 1 by 16 you can keep it outside. X square by 16 is nothing but x square into 1 by 16. 1 by 16 can be kept outside like this and I have derivative of x square. Next, here also 1 by 4 pi is a constant, keep it outside. 1 by 4 pi into derivative of L minus x whole square. Okay, what is derivative of x square? What is derivative of x square? D by dx of x square is nothing but 2x. Okay, it's nothing but 2x. Maybe I'll write the 2 a bit better. Yeah, so here I'd get 2x. This also is something like x square, so I'd get 2 into, listen carefully, derivative of L minus x whole square. This is also something of the form a x square. So this one's answer is going to be 2 into L minus x, 2 into L minus x. But you should not stop here. Into derivative of L minus x, chain rule, into derivative of L minus x. Why should I do this, sir? You might ask me. Like, because in place of x, I have L minus x. Here I could apply the formula directly because it's just x, but here I have L minus x whole square. In place of x square, I have L minus x whole square. So that's why 2 into L minus x into derivative of L minus x. What is derivative of L minus x? Derivative of L is 0 because L is a constant, right? It's length of wire. And derivative of minus x is minus 1. Like it's remain. X is 1, minus is there, so minus 1. So that's what you are going to see here. 1 by 4 pi into 2 into L minus x. So this one would actually be 2 into L minus x into minus 1. That's what is here. I hope it makes sense. I hope I'm not making it difficult for you. Now next slide. Okay, I think I wrote it directly. Yeah, I wrote it directly. Now see what exactly happens here is 2 ones are 2 eights are. Okay, 2 ones are. Don't do this in exam. I'm doing this to explain you. It doesn't look good. Examiner will understand if you'll write the next step. Here also 2 ones are, 2 twos are, and this minus, write it, keep it outside. So x by 8 minus L minus x by 2 pi. That's what I'm going to get. A dash of x. X by 8 minus L minus x by 2 pi. Mark it as equation 2. Now for maximum or minimum area, a dash of x has to be 0. A dash of x has to be 0. You might have learned it, right? Once you get the function at maximum or minimum, its derivative, like this one, a dash will be 0. Fine, equate it to 0. Now send this minus of L minus x by 2 pi to the RHS. X by 8 is L minus x by 2 pi. Cross multiplication. 2 pi x is nothing but 8 into L minus x. 2 ones are, 2 fours are. So pi x is 4 into L minus x. Multiply 4 into L minus 4 into x, 4x, 4L minus 4x. So pi x is nothing but 4L. Now send this minus 4x here. Pi x plus 4x is 4L. Take x common. X into pi plus 4 is 4L. X is nothing but 4L by pi plus 4. Okay. Now next, I got some point. Okay, I got some point. Now what at this point, like at x equal to 4L by pi plus 4, I need to verify, I need to cross check, I need to examine whether my sum of areas is going to be minimum or maximum. How do we do that? How do we know whether the the x which we got will fetch us maximum area or minimum area? Because it could give us both, right? It could give us maxima, it could be maximum or minimum. Like it could make, at this point we could get maximum or minimum. How will we know? We'll know it by double derivative, second derivative. For second derivative, differentiate equation 2 again, differentiate, and I need a double dash x, a double dash x. Now differentiate equation 2 with respect to x, differentiate equation 2 with respect to x. So a double dash x is nothing but d by dx of x by 8 minus this is what, right? It's there, it's a dash of x is this, differentiate both sides. So LHS would become a double dash is nothing but derivative of this. I'll show you how it's done. I'll show you how it's done. Now these are if you'll observe, my steps are a bit more than if you see any guide or baby bullet, any book. I put a bit more steps so that you don't face any difficulty. అంటే మీకు ఎటువంటి కష్టం రావద్దని నేను స్టెప్స్ కాస్త ఎక్కువ ఇస్తాను, మీకు బాగా అర్థం అవడానికి. Okay, I hope if you feel it's going good, let me know in the comments box that you are able to understand what I am telling. Now next, this is nothing but derivative of f of x, like derivative of x minus a x by 8 minus derivative of this. You can apply derivative separately. Now derivative of x by 8, 1 by 8 is a constant, you can keep it outside. Derivative of x minus 1 by 2 pi is a constant, keep it outside. 1 by 2 pi into derivative of L minus x. Now again derivative of x is 1 and derivative of x is again derivative of L is 0, 0 minus derivative of x is 1, 0 minus 1 is minus 1. Now minus into minus plus, so this is going to be 1 by 8 plus 1 by 2 pi. Okay, so you see it's positive, it is positive. So it is positive always, it is positive always. So when x equal to 4L by pi plus 4, a double dash x is again this only, it is positive. See, at double, if our double derivative is positive at a particular for a particular value, then at that value we would be getting minimum. At that value we will get minimum. Okay, so sum of areas is minimum. Fine. This is what they asked, right? Cut it in such a way that the sum of areas is least. So we cut it. I mean, like we got a value of x for which sum of areas is minimum. That means this is the x that was required. So the first part length is x, and second part is L minus x, L minus of 4L by pi plus 4. Take LCM, L into pi plus 4 minus 4L, multiply pi L plus 4L, 4L cancel, and pi L by pi plus 4. So this is what they had asked, length of, find out the length of two parts, and length of first part is x, length of second part is L minus x. Okay, hooray. We are done with this question for now. I hope you got it, and I feel I didn't bore you too much. I did not want to speak too much. I mean, like, what do you say too much of jokes or kind of stuff, because you could be focused on the sum, but still here and there something I tried to add. Fine. And exams are coming up. 2025 TS board exams are coming up. Hope you are preparing well, and thank you.